Hello students. Today we are going to continue learning about handwriting, learning handwriting. Before we do anything else, we're going to review the words we learned in the last video. So as I say these words, picture in your head what these words mean, or if you have a picture or you can see one, point to it. Point to it. Point. So, house, roof, windows, ground, basement, stairs, and remember the colors that we learned? Red, like the red roof, white, like the white windows, green, like the green ground, and blue, like the blue basement. These are good words to know. We will use them a lot later. So, let's talk about lines. This is a line. This is a straight line. This is a curved line, curved line. Letters in English are written with different combinations of curved and or straight lines. Sometimes only straight lines, sometimes only curved lines, sometimes both together. So we'll talk about straight lines first. Straight lines. Do you remember? Which one was the straight line? Line 1 or line 2? This line is big. This line is big. And this line is small. The small line begins at the white windows. Do you see the white windows and the line that represents the white windows? So the small line begins at the white windows and goes straight down to the green ground. So this is an example of the kind of instructions we'll be using. Lines have a beginning and an end. So we can say that this big line begins at the red roof and ends on the green ground. Also, the word start is the same as begin. Start, begin, same thing. So this line begins at the red roof and it ends on the green ground. Good. Lines can go down. Lines can go down. Down. You can point down with me. This line goes down from the red roof to the green ground. Lines can also go up. 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 Lines that go straight up and down are called vertical. Vertical. So up and down and vertical, same thing. Good. Now lines can also go across or side to side, side to side. So across or side to side, from one side to another side, side to side. Lines that go straight across are also called horizontal. Horizontal. So we have vertical and horizontal. This line goes toward the house. So go toward. Horizontal lines can go toward, or this line goes away from. So this line goes away from the house. So going away, going toward the house. So go away from. So it's important to know going toward or going away from. Next, we have straight lines can also lean or tilt. So we call these slanted or diagonal. Slanted or diagonal. Diagonal lines have two types of direction. They either go up or down, and then they either go toward or away. So they could go up and away, or down and towards, or down and away. So a lot of combinations. So, for example, this first line starts at the red roof and slants down away from the house until it hits the green ground, until it touches or hits the green ground. Good. So, for example, a line can start at the red roof and slant down away from the house. There we go. So a bonus tip. English is always written from the left to the right. A good idea if you don't know which way to move when you're drawing a line, always assume that you move from the left, which is where the house is, to the right, away from the house. So, good. He's my little helper dog. Good. So, new vocabulary, looking at this line is a little bit above the white windows. So you see the white windows, and here's the white window line. This line is a little bit above the white windows, a little bit. See, we usually use this symbol, little bit, muy poquito. So, quick vocabulary lesson or bonus words. This is a little bit, and this is a lot. We say a lot. We don't say a lottle bit. Sometimes if you want to be funny, you can, but it's usually little bit, and a lot. A lot. A whole lot of this, a whole lot of that, but a little bit of this. So this line is a little bit below the white windows, a little bit below. These are important to know in examples like this. This line begins on the green ground and ends a little bit above the white windows. It ends a little bit above. Good. So let's review. I've asked some more of my big helpers to demonstrate some of these lines. If you want to follow along with your hands demonstrating, or even your own pencil writing on a piece of paper, by all means. So, straight line, curved line, straight line, curved line. See, this dog is in a straight line, and this dog is like a C. So, good. Big, small. Big and small. Thank you, big helpers, my goodness. So we have up and down, vertical, or we have, and we also have side to side, across or horizontal, horizontal. Vertical, horizontal. This dog is standing up. He's vertical. And this dog is lying across. He's horizontal. This line begins at the green circle and ends at the red circle. Beginning, end. We also have, here's doggy races. So the race begins. So these are small dogs and they race. They run as fast as they can in a race to get to the end, the finish line. So this is the end of the race, beginning, end. So beginning is the same as start. Good. We also have above. This star is above the line. And we have below. This star is below the line. This dog is above the fence. He's very silly. And this dog is below the fence. He dug a hole. So he's below. Good. We have go toward and go away from. So we have this line goes toward, and this line goes away from the star. This dog goes toward, and this dog goes away. We have diagonal. This dog is diagonal. And another extra word that we learned, touch, meet, or intersect. This dog is giving a handshake. So touch. So you'll hear this in instructions like, this line meets or touches this line. So, good. So these lines touch. These lines touch. So let's review all of the words. Straight and curved, up, down, side to side or across, slanted or diagonal, big and small, begin and end, above and below, toward and away, and then touch, meet, and intersect. We also learned a little bit and a lot. So, if you want to practice your lines, I have some homework for you. So practice drawing and writing these lines on a piece of paper all on your own. So you can practice writing all of your vertical lines. So you'll take a pencil and a piece of paper and write your vertical lines. Practice going from the top to the bottom, but also practice going from the bottom to the top. Same with your horizontal lines. Practice horizontal lines from the left to the right, but then also practice them from the right to the left. We also want you to practice your diagonal lines. That means both diagonal up and toward and down and away, but then also going the other way. Now we haven't learned these words yet, but you can also start practicing your C curves. You see how this looks like the letter C? That's backwards for you. C as in cat. So you can practice big and small curves. So big curves starting, taking up the entire house, and small curves only taking up half of the house. And it's also good to practice backwards C's. Backwards C's. Because these are also used in a lot of letters. So practice big and small, backwards and forwards, letter C. And it's also good to practice what we call hooks. So these are used in letters like J, F, G, maybe Y. So hooks that go down and up. And then it's also good to practice lines that intersect or touch, like a plus sign or the letter T. So here's an example that I did. Lines that go up and down. It's good to practice small lines and big lines together in a pattern. So these are all good exercises, good handwriting practice for you. So, all right. Good job. Good job. That was a lot of words, a lot of concepts. Here's a list for you to look at. So, take care.